Hello friends, I welcome you all to our YouTube channel and today we'll discuss about mutual funds. In this video, we'll try to give a brief idea to those people who are new to this type of investment. So let us begin. Mutual fund for beginners. So first thing, what is a mutual fund? A mutual fund is a kind of investment where many investors pool their money to invest in securities like stocks, bonds, money market instruments, and other assets. So, why it is called mutual fund? What is the term mutual stands for? It is because the gains or losses on the investment are shared collectively by the investors in the proportion to their contribution to the fund. Means if I have invested 1000 rupees and I am getting a return of 10%, then my profit will be 100. Similarly, if some other person he have invested 10,000 rupees and if he getting a return of 10%, then his profit will be 1000. So similarly, if your fund incur losses, then in that percent you will bear your loss. Now, the advantages of mutual fund. Why we should choose mutual fund? For example, see, if you are planning to buy a new car and you don't know driving, then what you will do? Either you join driving classes or you will hire a driver. So, for the people who have less knowledge regarding share market or they are afraid to choose different stocks of company, then mutual funds can be a good driver for them because it is managed by professional fund managers. Means the money that you have invested, it is managed by some experts. They are knowledge fund managers to give you a good return, higher returns. In comparison to bank FD and RD over a longer period of time, mutual fund can give you higher returns. Third thing is that diversification of funds means the money you have invested, it will be circulated along multiple sectors so that you will have a reasonable returns. Next thing is the tax benefit. There are some mutual fund which will give you tax benefit under income tax. Next thing, it is regulated by a government body that is known as sebi. So what is that sebi? Sebi means the Security Exchange Board of India. It is the regulator of financial market in India. Like Reserve Bank is the regulator of banks. Similarly, SEBI is the regulator of financial market. No mutual fund can operate their business without getting registered at SEBI. It is established in 1988 and given statutory powers on 30th January 1992 through SEBI Act. The main purpose is to safeguard the rights and interests of the investors. Now we'll discuss the type of mutual funds based on their investment objective. So according to your target, you will select your mutual fund. The first one is the growth funds. Growth funds, they generally don't give you dividends, but over a longer period of time, it can accumulate a large sum for you. So these type of funds are best for retirement planning. Next thing is the income fund. They invest in government bonds, certificate of deposit, and they are generally low risk but can give you a stable income. Next is the liquid fund. They invest in treasury bills, certificate of deposit, term deposit, commercial papers. Liquid fund helps to park your money for a short period to create an emergency fund. In case of emergency, you can get a urgent fund. Next is the tax saving fund. There are some fund which can give you a deduction or you can claim deduction under section 80C of Income Tax Act. Now there are some other classification of mutual fund based on their asset class. First one is the debt fund. Debt fund means it is the fixed income fund. They invest in government securities and corporate bonds, and they give you a reasonable return and also with low risk. That is why it is the low risk and low return fund. Next is the equity fund. Equity fund means it will invest in stocks of different companies. So their return also depend on that particular company. So if that company perform well, it will give you return well. So it is high risk and high return fund. If you are capable of taking high risk, you can go for this fund. Next is the hybrid fund. Hybrid means balanced, means it is a combination of above two funds. They will choose some stocks from debt, some stocks from equity. So by combining these two, it will give you a moderate return. So it is moderate risk and moderate return. As I have mentioned in above a slide, that equity funds. So there are several type of equity funds. Now we will discuss that. First one is the large cap fund. Large cap fund means it will invest in companies which are large cap. Means the company whose market capitalization is more than 20,000 crores. They are known as the large cap company. So the fund which invest in those company, it is known as large cap fund. Next is the mid cap fund, means its capitalization between 5,000 to 20,000 crores, and the fund who invest in those companies, it is known as the mid cap fund. Third one is the small cap fund, means whose market capitalization is less than 5,000 crores. They are known as small cap companies. Now, as per SEBI listings, as I have mentioned earlier, the SEBI is the regulator of mutual funds. So it also lists the company according to their market cap. So large cap means it is the top 100 fund. The first 1 to 100 number of funds, these are the large cap companies. From uh, from 101 to 250, that is known as the mid cap companies, and from 251 to others, they are known as the small cap companies. Now it is the multi cap fund. It is the combination of above three funds, means it can choose some stocks from large cap, some from mid cap, and some stocks from small cap companies, combine it and they invest. So it can give you a reasonable return. Next is the ELSS, means equity linked saving schemes. So in this fund, there is a bracket of 3 years. Means if you start investing in this fund, your money will be locked up for a period of 3 years. You cannot withdraw your money in between 3 years. And in this fund, you will also get benefit of deduction, which we can claim under 80C. Next is the sectoral funds, means these funds invest in particular sector. For example, it can be information technology or infrastructure or FMCG or pharmaceutical. So in those particular sectors, if it is perform well, then your return also well. If that particular sector is down, then also you will get low returns. So these funds are generally risky. Next is the thematic funds. Unlike sectoral funds, thematic funds they tie to a particular theme. Means if it is infrastructure theme, then it will invest in cement, power or steel related company, which are anyway related to infrastructure. So in comparison to sectoral funds, these are better, low risk, and also give you more returns. Next is the value oriented funds, means these funds Identify the stocks which are currently undervalued, which real value is yet to be uh, realized by the market, but have the potential to perform well in future. So it selects those type of funds and invest in those. So you have to wait to get returns in value oriented funds. As I have mentioned about market capitalization, you must know that what is market capitalization. So it is the market value of all outstanding shares, means the current stock price into number of outstanding shares. That is the market capitalization. Now, as we have discussed regarding type of mutual fund, its definition, now how to invest in mutual fund. So first thing is the lump sum, means a large sum at a time. You can put 1 lakh or 2 lakh or 5 lakhs. If you have large money and don't need it now, then you can put a large sum at a time in mutual fund. That is called lump sum investment. Next is the SIP, means systematic investment plan. Means you can invest a small portion every month regularly to a mutual fund. That is also allowed. So an SIP amount can be as low as 500 to maximum of 25,000. So every month you put 500 to that mutual fund up to a longer period. That will you have to decide it yourself, and that is also possible. Now how you will invest this? I told you the modes of investment. Now how you will invest this mutual fund? So first thing is offline modes. You have to go to an agent or broker and give your paper documents. Lot of sign will be required. Uh, so that is one mode of investment. Next is the company website. You can directly go to the company website, get registered there, and transfer your money to your fund. This is the best way. Third thing is that through third party apps. There are various apps available in Google Play Store through which also you can invest. This is totally paperless and very convenient and very transfer way to invest. Some name of the apps are mentioned here: Grow, My Games, Zerodha Coin, Paytm Money. See, I am not promoting any of the brands here. I have just given it for informative purposes. There are many other apps also available. You can search and invest according to your concern. Now there are some mandatory requirements to invest in mutual fund. You must have your PAN card first. Then you must verify your KYC, and you must have a account in any nationalized or private bank so that you can directly transfer your money to mutual fund. Now there are various charges by mutual fund. We'll discuss it. First thing is the expense ratio. It is the annual fee expressed as percentage of your investments. Means the percentage of return you will acquire throughout your investment period. You have to bear a certain percentage. It is very small towards expense ratio. It is range from 0.2% to 2%, and it is different uh, in different type of mutual fund. Then it is exit load. Exit load means it is the cost investor need to bear if he sell units before 1 year. Means when you invest in mutual fund, you buy units of those mutual fund. So when you are withdraw your money, then you will get the returns. But if you sell before 1 year, then you have to bear 1% of your return as exit load. Now some important points. We have discussed the definition, types, mode of investment, how to invest. Now some important things before investment. Mutual funds are subject to market risk. You must have heard this line in TV, in mutual fund advertisement. So these are dependent on market condition. Past return does not guarantee future performance. Means a fund which have given good returns in last 5 years, that does not guarantee that it will also give good returns in next 5 years. It can be better, it can be worse. So you have to prepare for that. Take adequate amount of time to go through the different fund options. So in which fund you have to invest, you sit back, analyze and properly choose your fund. Identify your goals and invest accordingly. You first identify what you need, for what objective you are investing. Find out your objective, then select your fund, then invest. So friends, in this video we have tried to give you a brief idea and we hope you like our video. So friends, please like, share and subscribe our channel and encourage us to make more videos like this.